Today, I'm going to be asking AI to tell us between Peter Obi and Tinubu who is actually better fit to be Nigeria's president based on their tenure as governor. Now, all of you know that AI does not use emotions. AI doesn't care about who you like or who you don't like. AI doesn't care whether you are APC or PDP or whatever. AI will only state facts and give you the truth based on facts. The first question I'm going to ask AI is I'm going to ask it, how are you going to rate these two people based on their tenure as governor? So the first question I'm going to ask here is for AI to list the factors that are going to be used to judge them as governors. So let's look at the factors together. Number 1 is security and stability. Number 2 is infrastructure development. Number 3 is education. 4, healthcare. 5, job creation and youth empowerment. Economic growth and IGR. Welfare and civil service reform. Transparency and governance. Agriculture and rural development. Industrialization. Environment and climate resilience. Legacy project. Public perception and popularity. Responsiveness to emergencies, and lastly, implementation of campaign promises. 15 factors. Now, let's look at the full scorecard and see who wins the whole thing. Now, of course, an unbiased comparison of the scorecard will say that Peter Obi wins on 10 factors and Tinubu wins on 5 factors. So I have to now ask, now compare Peter Obi to every democratic governor that has ruled a state in Nigeria since 1999 and tell me who is best fit to be the president on the factors listed previously. So that's the last question I asked. So I asked that question and then it gave me this particular answer. So I'm comparing Peter Obi to every other governor that has ruled Nigeria, every other state, and this is what it gave to me. So let's look at the answer. It says solely based on their record as state governors measured against the 15 factors we use, excluding natural resources and advantage, the answer of course remains top performer Peter Obi. Other notable mentions are Umaru Musa Yar'Adua, 1999 to 2007, Rabiu Kwankwaso, Bukola Saraki. These are very sound men. They are very, very sound men. So other people that they are saying that are as good as Peter Obi are these ones too as well. And Babatunde Fashola. But by head-to-head comparison, Peter Obi still beats all of them.
Most times I wonder, why should a same person be comparing Peter Obi with someone like Tinubu? Like how? Why? With what? Where? But nevertheless, the most important thing to note is that after those comparisons, they will be shocked with the kind of margin Peter Obi will use and pass them. And that is why most times I don't reply those who will come under the comment section and say, why are you supporting Peter Obi? He stole this, he did nothing in Anambra State or what? And when they say that, I already know that it's either they are under the influence of alcohol or they are having brain issue, or maybe they are still under the influence of 1 cup of garri and 2 cubes of sugar they collected in 2023 presidential election. And even sometimes, those who were lucky then collected either 5,000 naira and sold their vote to APC. And those are the kind of people that will come out and be asking me, why should I be supporting Peter Obi? The only man that was able to overcome greed as a governor in this country. You will support APC and Tinubu. How far? The money never finish. Even if you know the sea road, you know they hear something. Now, and that is why I don't even bother about comparing Peter Obi with anybody. Even if I'm to compare, the only person I am going to compare at all, just a little, Peter Obi with, is the former governor of Katsina State, who later became the president of this country, who is Umaru Musa Yar'Adua, because when he was governor of Katsina State, he tried, but still, you can never use him to compare Peter Obi because you'll be shocked with the margin. Now, some people will also come out and be asking me, what about Governor Alex Otti? Governor Alex Otti is doing a wonderful job as a governor of Abia State. But of course, he's still in office and I hope he continue doing well. But until he finish as a governor, then we'll now count census for him before I will now begin to compare, if at all. Now, do you know that Peter Obi is the only ex-governor that has been going around telling people that he left huge amount of money, both in naira and in dollars, in 3 different banks that is still existing in this country, and nobody has been able to debunk that because the records are there. If you go there, you will get the records. Now, Peter Obi is the only ex-governor that is telling people that when he was governor, he never owed salary, gratuity, or pension to anybody. And he has been challenging people, saying that if you know that he was owing you as a governor in Anambra State, that you should come out and say it. And nobody has ever come out. Peter Obi is the only ex-governor that is saying that he never owed any contractor that completed his job when he was governor, and you were telling me why am I supporting Peter Obi? Have you good to tear your head? The one way you support, how far? In fact, let me even allow you to listen to this particular video. But as you are listening to it, share your thoughts with me on the comment section. Those of you who still collected 2 cups of garri and 1 cube of sugar, 2027 is still coming. You can still go and collect after. You go know how far. Anyway, listen to the video and let me know what you think on the comment section.
Let's start with factor 1, security and stability. Tinubu set up SSRO, improved policing, but urban crime and area boys remained a major issue. Peter Obi tackled political violence, ended Godfather control, and reduced insecurity over time. Peter Obi had a greater turnaround from chaos to order. So Peter Obi wins factor number 1. Let's go to factor number 2. So factor number 2 is infrastructure development, right? Tinubu Lagos initiated major road and drainage projects, upgraded Oshodi, and laid groundwork for BRT system, focused on urban renewal and slum clearance. Obi focused on rural road, built over 800 kilometers of road across the LGAs, emphasized access rather than urban showpieces. Tinubu wins factor number 2. So factor number 3 is education. Now, Tinubu rehabilitated schools, introduced free education, but faced issues with overcrowding and quality. Obi in Anambra State returned mission schools to churches, increased WAEC performance, and provide buses, generators, and computers to school. Peter Obi wins number 3, measurable improvement in quality and outcome. Now, factor number 4 is healthcare. Tinubu upgraded general hospitals, expanded primary healthcare centers, but struggled with overcrowding and funding. Obi in Anambra revamped over 100 healthcare facilities, partnered with churches to run hospitals, equipped and staffed centers better. Peter Obi wins the factor number 4, that broader rural healthcare reach and better partnership. So Peter Obi wins factor number 4. Factor number 5 is job creation and youth empowerment. Now, Tinubu in Lagos encouraged private sector growth, created LASMA and KAI, employed the youth, and supported informal sector indirectly. Obi focused on small-scale grants, youth skill acquisition, and also did public sector hiring, but Tinubu wins factor number 5. Tinubu wins this one too as well. Let's go to factor number 6. Factor number 6 is economic growth and internally generated revenue. Tinubu in Lagos State grew the IGR from 600 million naira to 7 billion naira monthly through aggressive tax reforms and LIRS creation. Obi in Anambra State improved IGR modestly, but focused more on reducing government debt and saving fund. Tinubu wins this particular one. Tinubu wins in the factor number 6. Factor number 7, welfare and civil service reform. Tinubu in Lagos State reformed the civil service structure, digitized some processes, and had tensions with federal authorities over allocation. But Peter Obi paid salaries, paid pensions promptly, ensured he cleared arrears, introduced biometric verification, and reduced wastage. Peter Obi wins factor number 7. Let's look at factor number 8. Factor number 8, transparency and governance. Tinubu in Lagos State is known for strategic vision, but criticized for lack of full budget transparency and allegation of opaque finances. Peter Obi had regular budget publications, frugal spending, left billions in state savings, and is widely praised for transparency. Peter Obi wins factor number 8. Factor number 9, agriculture and rural development. Tinubu in Lagos had minimal focus on agriculture due to Lagos' urban nature with some rural initiatives in Ekpe and Badagry. Obi, on the other hand, invested in rural roads, supported farmers with inputs and training, and promoted community development projects. Of course, Obi wins in this one too as well. Factor number 10, industrialization. Tinubu in Lagos promoted the Lekki Free Trade Zone, laid foundation for Eco Atlantic, and attracted major investors to Lagos. Obi in Anambra supported SMEs, revived Onitsha Industrial Hub modestly, but had few large-scale industrial initiatives. So Tinubu wins this one hands down. More impactful, large-scale industrial groundwork. Tinubu wins in this one. Factor number 11, which is environment and climate resilience. Tinubu in Lagos started drainage and flood control projects, beautification efforts, but Lagos remained highly flood prone. Obi tackled erosion, a major problem in the state, partnered with federal agencies, and supported tree planting. Obi had a much more tailored proactive response to local environmental issue. So Obi wins factor number 11 too as well. Factor number 12, legacy projects. Tinubu had the BROT system. He also had LIRS and LASMA, which are foundational reforms that shaped modern Lagos governance. While Obi returned schools to mission, had physical savings culture and rural infrastructure projects. Tinubu wins in factor number 12, which is legacy projects. Tinubu had long-lasting system-wide legacy structures. Factor number 13 is public perception and popularity. Tinubu is a highly influential political figure, widely respected in Lagos politics, but also controversial in national perception. Obi has gained reputation for integrity and prudence, widely respected across party lines, and has strong grassroots appeal. Obi wins the number 13 in terms of public perception. Factor number 14 is responsiveness to emergencies. Tinubu in Lagos State responded to flooding and urban crisis with early stage agencies, but often slow or overwhelmed by scale. Obi, on the other hand, was proactive in crises like political violence, erosion, and health emergencies, and often emphasized quick intervention, so Obi wins in the factor number 14. On factor number 15, implementation of campaign promises. Tinubu delivered on major reform-oriented promises like tax reform, urban renewal, and governance restructuring, while Obi closely aligned actions with promises, especially in education, healthcare, and physical discipline, and often referenced his manifesto in progress tracking. Obi also wins factor number 15 as well too. Now let's look at the full scorecard and see who wins the whole thing. Now, of course, an unbiased comparison of the scorecard will say that Peter Obi wins on 10 factors and Tinubu wins on 5 factor. So I have to now ask, now compare Peter Obi to every democratic governor that has ruled a state in Nigeria since 1999 and tell me who is best fit to be the president on the factors listed previously. So that's the last question I asked. So I asked that question and then it gave me this particular answer. So I'm comparing Peter Obi to every other governor that has ruled Nigeria, every other state, and this is what it gave to me. So let's look at the answer. It's solely based on their record as state governors measured against the 15 factors we use, excluding natural resources and advantage. The answer, of course, remains top performer Peter Obi. Other notable mentions are Umar Musa Yar'Adua, 1999 to 2007, Rabiu Kwankwaso, Bukola Saraki. These are very sound men. They are very, very sound men. So other people that they are saying that are as good as Peter Obi are these ones too as well. And Babatunde Fashola. But by head-to-head comparison, Peter Obi still beats all of them, right? But these are also very sound men. We respect them a lot. Rabiu Kwankwaso, Bukola Saraki, and Yar'Adua, and of course, Babatunde Raji Fashola. They are very, very sound, good, and amazing men.
The money I left behind was not left in overseas. I left money in 3 banks. Those 3 banks are there. You can go there. In fact, after this interview, I have in my little office here a photocopy. I will give you a photocopy of my handover note, including the balances of that account as at date I left office, issued by the banks. I left in Access Bank, which is still there. 12 billion naira, $50 million. And I'm going to give you a copy.
12 billion naira and $50 million in Access Bank.
I left in Diamond Bank. 12 billion naira, $50 million.
In Diamond?
Diamond. I left in Fidelity Bank. 12 billion naira, $50 million.
$50 million in these 3 accounts. And
$150
12 billion
naira. And 36 billion.
What debts did you...
1 minute. They're documented. Rufai, the day I left office, I was not owing one contractor, one supplier who have executed his job. If you see one today, I challenge you. Go and sit. I was not owing any civil servant that was supposed to be paid by the state salary. I was not owing gratuity. I was not owing pension. Additionally, if you want to know, I left salary, enough to pay salary for 3 months. It's documented. And I'm going to give you the documents. It's not something that anybody. So I wasn't owing anybody.
So you said you were not owing people that had completed their job, but you were owing those that had not completed their jobs.
If you haven't done your job, can I pay you? How can you pay somebody who haven't completed a job? Even you.
So you are not paid those that were not completed, that the job was still ongoing.
If your job is ongoing, I won't. Let me give you an example.
So are you telling me?
When I came into
Are you telling me
office,
that you left no debts behind in Anambra?
not one. I was even begging people to come and take their money. If you had a job in Anambra, you can go and ask anybody. Not one. Anybody who tells you Peter B was owing him, call the person. I'm telling people for 10 years.
You get the point. Now, share your thoughts on the comment section with me. And of course, you know the vibe. Click on that subscribe button, follow, and share for more updates. Because like this, we're more.